Greetings Gothlings, welcome to Gothgirljournals. I'm Mina and I'm so happy that you could join me today. Yay! Today I am going to continue with Creep on June, day 13, and this is hosted by the lovely Tracy Fox. All details are down below. Let's get crafting. Okay, so today we were given a coin envelope. The prompt is from a poem called To One in Paradise. And all my days are trances, and all my nightly dreams are where thy dark eye glances, and where thy footstep gleams. For this one, I wanted to do The Mummy. Okay, I love that movie. I love Egypt. I love hieroglyphics. I love all that stuff. So this is probably one that I've been most excited about so far, and I had a million ideas and I only excluded like 3 out of those million ideas. So this might be a long one, but let's see. I'm going to be using one of the riddle strips for this one, and I'm going to be making this into a scroll. Then I'm going to be sewing in a little booklet using a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. This is just tea-dyed paper and I've distressed it. We're going to be doing a little bit of origami. I'm going to be putting this on the cover, which is, some of you might recognize it from the movie. It's the Book of the Dead, the Book of Amun-Ra, which I think is really cool. I want to sew this on. I've already put 3 dots that I've measured there, and I have put 3 dots there so that I know. So this is essentially going to go on top like this. So I want to quickly put this exactly how I want it. This shorter page is going to become a pocket, and then I'm going to clip the ends. Let me just see. Yeah, just so this doesn't get away from me and do its own thing. If you don't know the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, it's super easy. I can't sew and I can do it. So you measure out your thread, which is 2 and a bit lengths of the book that you are binding. Then we are going to poke some holes. Good news, I found my little squishy thing for the poking. So we're gonna go here. I'm hoping this is gonna still be able to close into an envelope once I've done this. And we're gonna poke these guys. Just make sure that this is sitting nicely. Yes, let's do that first while I know it's in the right place. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I had already pre-measured before the time that these dots line up with where I want this. Okay, the needle that I use is quite a big fat one with a big eye, because I have trouble threading it. And then this is, the string is quite thick. This is waxed, I guess, embroidery thread, quite a thicker sort of embroidery thread. So how we want to start this is, you start in the middle and you go from the inside to the outside. So we're going to go middle through, there we go. Now the needle does not have to be this thick. I just couldn't find any of my other ones. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. What I like to do is, because you need this little tail here, I like to clip it. You don't have to, but I'm going to end up pulling it out if I don't. Okay, then, right, you're on the outside now. You're not finished on the outside because we need to go through the middle here. Right. I think I'm explaining this terribly, but let's just see how it goes. Okay, so now you're going from the outside back in. So now you can pick whether you want to do the top or the bottom. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go into the top. Into the top. Pull it through. Right, and just make sure you keep it tight, but don't pull too tight that you're going to actually, you know, tear the paper. So we got that on the outside. Here's the last hole. Okay, now you're going to go all the way to the bottom, or if you start at the bottom, you would go all the way to the top. So basically you skip the middle. Through there, through there. Sorry, my needle's very thick, that's why it's struggling. Alright, so there we go. And now your last one is to go back through into the middle. There we are. Okay, there we are. We no longer need you clippies. We no longer need you needle. Okay, so you're going to put either of your little, I don't know, tails on either side so that this string is in the middle. Make sure it's nice and tight. And you're going to tie a knot, just a normal knot. And then you're going to remember how you tied that knot, which I currently don't. And then I go then under. I do one knot over, one knot under. Hope this is making sense. I'm sure my hands are just everywhere in the way. And that's basically it. That will definitely hold. And then if you want to put little hangies on here, you can, or there's a way to cover it as well, or you can just cut them off, cut off the little threads, or it's up to you. But basically, you have bound a book. Next step, right at the back here, well, kind of underneath the book, I've chosen this piece of paper. This is also from the kit, from the actual ledger. I printed it out in A4. Let's just see. So I don't want that to be seen. Now what I want to do, actually first I'm going to make pockets out of these. So I'm going to glue along the side and along the bottom. Okay, now we've got our two pockets. We've got the back done here. What I'd like to do now is I want to quickly score this top part and then these bits that we're going to glue closed. This is the book cover. It's not exactly going to be proper attached to it, I'm sure you can see. The only part of the book cover that's going to be glued is this part, like the hinge. So I'm going to give that a bit of a fold, even though it's going to fold the other way. And then it's going to be along there. I hope that this is going to stick nicely. If not, I might just have to add a little bit of washi tape here just to reinforce that so there's not a gap. But let's, just leave it to stick and we can see how that goes. So while I leave that to dry, I think we can do our origami bit. I don't know if you guys remember or if you're fans of The Mummy, the movie. They have like a octagon key where they push a thing and it opens its 8 little star leg things. And then they put it here and turn it, and then these hooks open to open the book. So we are going to make fold like a origami, almost like a ninja star, but it's going to be an octagon. All you need is a square piece of paper. Mine is 6 by 6 centimeters. I just picked a random size. It can be any size. My paper, I painted both sides gold because I didn't have gold paper, only gold card, and that won't fold. So if mine looks a little strange when I'm folding it, if you use normal paper or origami paper, yours will be fine. Very, very easy. We fold it in half, just down the middle. We do the little house roof, or I don't know what you call this, like the start of a paper airplane kind of thing. Fold that to the middle. Okay, then you fold it in half and you put it down like this, so the slant is here. So we've got that, we folded it in half and we folded these 2 corners down. Now we fold it back in half and the slant is at the bottom. I'm going to take this corner and fold it down to this corner. Okay, there's only one more step. So now we've got that. Okay, it's kind of a rhombus-y kind of shape. So you're going to open the bottom here. We still have our little folds here. We leave that. And we're going to invert this fold. Okay, so it was this fold. We open, we invert. So we're pushing that up. Like so, and folding it in like that. And that is literally it. You do this 8 times. So I've got my other ones here already prepared. They're kind of sticking to each other because of the paint. I hope there's 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. Okay, so now you're going to slide them together. No glue, no nothing needed. You have one side that has 2 little open leggy things, and this side is closed. Okay, so closed side, leggy side. You're going to take another one and you're going to put its closed side into the leggy thing like this. Okay, so I've just taken that, put it in here, the little bit sticking out, and then these 2 are going to be folded into the little legs like that. So you fold that in and you fold the other one in. Mine are bouncing around again because it's just need to flatten them. There we go. So they're folded in, they're holding. And then you're going to do this all the way around. So you're going to then slide it like that so you can't see it sticking out. Here are your 2 legs. You pick up another one, closed side. You put it in with a little bit sticking out and you fold the corners in here. So we're doing this till we've used up all of them. Okay, now for the very final one, you're going to put these 2 together. They kind of just slide into each other. And the only difference here is that if you look here, you've got like 2 pockets. So this one's going to go into this pocket and this one's going to go into that pocket. So you've just got one extra little thing inside. It's not just two legs, but exactly the same. You open this pocket. This one's a little bit tricky because it's fully closed. The other ones will open this side, but you just gotta kind of do your best to tuck it in like that, and then the other side over here. And you're done. So it can do a few different things. It's like a little ring, donut, octagon thing. Then if you push, so the first time you do it, it might struggle a bit. And if you push them together, you've got the little octagon thing. Yeah, so this is the key. Obviously you see the key is much bigger, but this is just, I just thought it was like a nice touch that we could put into the pocket. So that's that. Now the scroll, I made these 2. It's from like those sticks that you put like meat on. What are they called? We call them society sticks, like on the barbecue kind of thing. And then I distressed it and put some gold on it and obviously cut it to size. And then I stuck little diamante things on the ends with my stinky glue. So now I want to roll this around here and then the other one on the other side, and then sort of obviously roll them together, kind of as a scroll would look. I'm going to let those dry, but last touch, I need to put that little rose on here. Don't know if you'll really see it when it's rolled up, but I'm just using StazOn because this paper's a bit shiny, so I want it to stamp nicely. There we go. Excellent. Little rose, so that indicates that that is part of the puzzle. So basically the story is that Poe travels to Egypt and you know he's found this book and you know he's gonna go and test it out. He's going to F around and find out. So I hope this is gonna fold in half now with this here. Let me just fold this and see. Please work. Oh, this is actually fine. Okay, here we go. It does fold. Okay, I just wanted to test. So it's gonna look like this. This is on the front. These are obviously folded in to make the pocket. And then this is going to close here. Now I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter. I just don't want it leaning on the book. Is that fine? Perfecto. We're going to do a mummy's tomb, a sarcophagus. So this is the lid, and then inside it be this dude. So I got these off a free picture non-copyright website, and this is from the kit, also from the actual ledger. I just cut it out to put this mummy in because he was scarier. I'm going to put a brad in here so that this can slide open so you can see the mummy inside. And then that is what is going to be on the back here with a couple of other decoration-y things. So let's quickly do the holes. Pokey tool. Now this lid is bigger, so I just want to see, I'm gonna do it through both at the same time. And I'm thinking round about there. There we go. Right. Okay, I got my brads. I stuck this on corrugated cardboard, just so it can have a bit of height, I guess is the word. Let's test. I am going to glue this down, but I just want to stick some washi tape over this so it glues down easier. Fun part number 1 done. I don't know why I'm making that sound. Oh dear me. I was supposed to do something to this before. It's fine. It will probably still work. What I wanted to do was the gold around here. I just wanted to put a little bit of embossing so that there's some texture. I don't have an embossing dauber thing, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to level with you. I don't know what this is. It came probably from Temu or one of those places. To be honest, it's hard for me to remember if this was a glue or a lip ice or a... Anyways, it certainly doesn't stick if it's a glue, and this thing doesn't come out and whatever. I tested it, it did work. So I'm going to be using the super fine gold from Ranger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this stuff all around, then hit it with the heat gun. Would it have been 1,000 times easier if I'd done that first before I put it on here? Absolutely. Let's see, might work, might not work. See, most of it came off there. Okay, we might have to change our plan with this weird glue thing. Let me just melt that and see what it looks like. You can see the texture is there. It's looking good. But I don't think this thing is going to work. Oh, goodness gracious me. I have another one. What are the chances? Oh my goodness. What is this stuff? All right, let me try one more time. Yay. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the outcome. Can see it's showing a lot of texture, which is what I was going for. So it did work with the random glue. Yeah, you can pretty much emboss with anything that is going to stick the powder to your surface. You could even emboss with water, literally anything. Okay, that's done. Now let's move on to kind of our main piece that is going to be going into the pocket. Well, not this, but this is one of them. So this is the cursed elixir that the mummy was given. And this is our mummy. I got this idea from, I think it was the main lady who did day 13 on the calendar. I'm so sorry, I can't remember. I am going to link her below, and I'm sure she will have done this way better than me. So what I did was I took gauze. I did have strips of, I didn't have muslin, but like kind of cotton. But what we want is this still to show through. So I thought gauze was better for that, because if I cover the whole thing up, there's no point if you can't see the mummy. And then what I did was I kind of used my dauber on it with walnut stain, and I kind of went outside and just rubbed it in the dirt. I was just trying to do it as quick as possible. I didn't want to use any wet mediums to give it color, because then I have to wait for it to dry, and ain't nobody got time for that. I am going to be wrapping these strips around.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrodes. They did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. They did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son.
So it doesn't look amazing. This is not exactly how I pictured it. But it's okay. See, I can't get these nice like crisscross wraps, because then it completely covers the mummy, and I do want him to be seen. So kind of, yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm happy with it. The back actually looks much better, but that's probably because it's got the black contrast. So that is that. I'm just going to do a couple of things, and then I'll show you what I've done just now. Okay, guys. I got a little bit carried away with decorating, I must confess. So I'll show you everything. I've just put these to be kind of like the canopic jars, said chamber. We've got a bug here. I didn't have a scarab beetle, but it's a beetle. We've got cursed here with some fabric under, and is our mummy. Then moving over here, I've put a mummy hand reaching out from the book, and I've put in these closures, which we're going to be putting Velcro on. And then inside, I've done a little bit. I've done Leave My Loneliness Unbroken. I think you pronounce this slaw, I don't know. The Spirits of the Restless Dead. And then we've got these two tags that are in there. And then there's space for writing. Then we've got here the Summoning, Elixir of Life, Restless, Wanderer, all of that. This side, we've got some other sort of decorations in the book. And then here, a Charm of Powerful Trouble, which is this one. And we've got another mummy tag. And then this is like an old Wikipedia game, all these little trivia questions on mummies. I've added some stuff here, like more canopic jars. I've said enchanted, there's like a little bowl and all of that. And then I made this charm, and there's a little bronze cat, because in Egypt they worship cats. let's do the Velcro here. I've got these tiny Velcro circles, which used to be circles, and I've actually cut them in half because a circle is way too big for here. What I do is I stick the like spiky bit onto here. I'm going to show you closer up now. Let me just stick both. Okay, so it's like that. They're like little half moons. And then what I do is I stick their little friend. I actually Velcro them together. So turn them this way. Put the little moon on its moon friend. Like that. They're on top of each other. I'm going to do the same with the other one. Then it's in the exact right place. I've folded these closures over and put washi just to hold them in a bit better. I need to decorate here, but I want to put magnets under first. So let me show you these. They are minuscule. I actually haven't used them before. I am a little bit worried about whether they're actually going to go through this much paper or not. All right, let me grab 4. Sorry, they don't want to separate. I'm going to put one here and one here. I'm going to put a tiny dot of glue. My smelly glue. Tiny dot of glue and tiny dot of glue. Right. I'm going to go magnet, magnet. I'm going to put this over as well because I don't trust these tiny dots of glue. I just don't know if it'll hold. So I'm going to do washi tape over as well. And I'm going to be decorating over with things. That is just to cover up when it's open. There's just like a little, collage that matches everything else. What I'm going to attempt to do now is close this.
The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker 5. They played the Monster Mash.
Alright, I managed to get this glued. I'll show you now. I had to make like a little gusset. It just turned out that way. And then I did a tiny one at the bottom as well. Here's the scroll while I'm holding this. How cute, right? And then on the back, you can see the rose, so you know what it is. So now, this is how we test. Oh, that one was fighting. Okay. I'm going to put little blob. I'm going to do this so that they get stuck down on here where they need to be. Now I can see the little imprint of the glue, so I'm just going to move them, flip them and move them. All right, and now I'm going to use wet glue for this. Oh no, the magnets are not magneting. I will just need to figure out a different closure. See, they fly onto there, but they don't want to They don't want anything on top of them. But otherwise, yeah, that's that. These things go gunk, open, gunk, open. We can look at our tags, room for writing, page through, and yeah, that's it. Close it back up. And then, I mean, I might just go for Velcro up here as well if I can't get the magnets to work. We got the tomb, and then these guys are going to be going into the pocket. This one, this guy second. This thing is also going to go in there, and then you only shape it into its little spikies, you know, when you take it out. And then the scroll, I'm going to think about this one as well. Sorry, I was so excited about this one, and now so much of it went wrong, and I tried my best. That was day 13. Some ups, some downs. I will see you guys for day 14. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed something about this make. Okay guys, farewell.